Hey, my awesome music makers. How you guys doing? Are you doing okay? Paying the bills, soothing the souls, putting smiles on everybody's faces that you perform to? I hope you are, because you know, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time, and it's a good time. And I love to get out and perform and soothe those souls and put smiles on people's faces. That's what it's all about. So, what I wanted to talk about today, a couple different things. Let's recap on the line array PAs. Just for the record, maybe I didn't make it really clear, but I just want to let you know, anybody using those PAs can stick them up your ass. No, I'm kidding. Just joking. The line arrays, anybody using those line array PAs, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. If it's good, those line array PAs, I'm telling you, they are really awesome, and I'm not arguing that at all. They're really good. They're really good for smaller type venues, and some of them, but probably now these days. I tried them out in the early days when they had Bose came out with them, and they'd only been out for maybe a year or two or something like that, but they fill the room. They really do. I had a little bit of feedback problem because I think I had my tower behind me, and it's yeah, I don't know. I'm so old school. I don't really, you know, I mean, like I said, they work great. They're awesome, and I've heard a lot of people use them. Even at the social where I play out, there's a couple guys that use those line array PAs, and they sound fantastic. Even for outside. And you know, I think the outside of the thing holds like 200 people, maybe, on a good, you know, when it's packed. Maybe 150 people or something like that. But anyways, they project and they do really, really good, and I got no complaints about it. Really, it comes down to is preference. I mean, if you like how it treats you, you like the way it projects, you like the monitoring on it, and you know, and it depends on your venues you play at too as well. And if you're playing at venues that you don't need any more power than what comes with those things. I know they make those things with probably pretty high watts, so I'm sure they pump a lot more than they did back 8 years ago or whenever that was when I was using them, or I tried it out a few times. But anyways, yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Don't feel you need to do what I'm doing, because I just, it's my preference. I've tried all the speakers, And JBLs are awesome. Their high-end JBLs are great, but there's just, like I said, I'll say it one more time, there's a sweetness to QSCs that are just pretty amazing. I wish I could put my finger on it, but yeah, they're good speakers. So anyways, yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it, man. Just keep using those things. Don't stick them up your ass, use them. And because you know what, I see people using, I think I mentioned on my last vlog, there's a girl out there in at the social where I play at, and she plays out of a line 6. I think it's got 112 in it, and it's a 2-channel. Puts her Gibson, she's got a Gibson acoustic, and then she runs her mic straight into the 2nd channel of the line 6. And for what she does, she just stands there and she just plays, right? She doesn't even sit down or anything. She just stands there and she plays and goes over all her songs, and you can hear her just fine. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's no effects or anything, or, you know, she does it kind of dry, but she's got a decent voice, so, you know, she comes across good and it works for her. You know, who am I to say, right? So anyway, so the other subject I wanted to talk about is, you know, some of you guys probably already know that I've been kind of, I love TC Helicon. I love everything about them. They're just so freaking groovy. And it's the play acoustic for acoustic solo artists like us, and most of you out there, it is such a game changer and really steps up your game. But I've been fighting for quite a while, off and on. I guess it depends on what kind of room I'm in. I've used the feedback stopper in there because my D35 comes with a saddle pickup that goes under the saddle. It's just a wire that goes under there, and then you hook it up to, and it's active, so it goes to a battery pack, and then you have your converter or whatever it is that you plug into, and that's what Martin installed in my D35. So anyways, so I decided to dig a little deeper, and I even went to the the TC Helicon group, and I've used them a couple times, and I've kind of felt out a little bit. Everybody seems to give me a little bit different answer, but I tell them when I'm ringing like an A chord, sometimes an E, but mostly the A, because it's a inline saddle wire pickup that's inside there. Those pickups are amazing, by the way. They are beautiful. They sound amazing and really pick up the resonance of the wood of the guitar. So they're really, that's where they shine. But being that we're using sensitive digital electronic, because I'm guessing because of the tone that comes out of there, it garbles my backup vocals. If I'm hitting the A chord, it'll garble sometimes. Not all the time. It just depends on how I'm EQ. I think the room I'm in or other outside, but most of the time it does it, and I have to hit. And also when I hit G, I can't even hit the bottom string. I have to hit the last 3 strings of G and the last 3 strings of A. I can't even hit my bottom end chords. Otherwise, it jumbles the background, but no feedback. It's a jumbling because of the tone, I guess, running through the processor in the TC Helicon. So I got on the group and I asked them about it. And so there is, which is pretty amazing, I didn't know it, but I went into settings. And you go into setting, it kind of goes through all the different tabs of your vocals, your harmonies, your guitar. When you get to your guitar, they have a low cut filter on there. And mine was set at 60 hertz, which is, I guess, pretty low, right? So what he told me to do was roll off the hertz. So I raised it up to like, I think 120 or something like that. And it did help. It did help the rumble in the backup vocals a lot. It helped a lot. But the con is that it kind of makes your acoustic sound like shit. It was just, there was no bottom end. It was a lot of mid, and mostly mid, and a little bit of high. When you roll off your bottom end inside the processor of the TC acoustic, play acoustic. So I just want to give you heads up on that, and I'm going to give you more heads up down the road because I did something here, and let me show you what I did. Okay, so you see along the saddle here, what I mean by a bridge saddle pickup, they have a wire and it goes right under the saddle. It's right under here. You can see right there under the bridge right there, and there's a wire under there. Okay, and so that's what this Martin came stock with, but this is what I've done. I uninstalled it, took it out. I left actually the wire in there because that means I would have had to really reset my bone bridge here and file it or get a new one and make it higher. So I didn't want to do that, so I just left it in there, cut the wire and left it in there. So what I did here is, if you look over here, look what we got right here. Okay, so this guy right here, you see that beautiful baby there? And I hope it works. I sure do hope it works. So it sounds great too. Yeah, good that sounds. So I went and bought me a black stack Fishman, and it is it's amazing. So I'm hoping that's going to solve my problem, God willing. All right, so yeah, I'm hoping that solves a problem. I did my homework. Now, years ago when I had my I think I had a J40, I think it was Gibson, and beautiful acoustic. And I guess at the time I was kind of checking out some of Neil Young's performances, and I noticed that he had this big black pickup in his sound hall. I think he had I think it was a D28 he was playing. And I think he had another guitar with that same pickup, and it's called Sunrise. So I did my homework. I found out I was living in LA at the time, and Sunrise, actually, they built their pickups actually in Van Nuys, California. So I went out to right around the corner from Sound City, where I used to rehearse. Went out there, and at the time, they were $100, the pickups. And it's just a big, heavy magnet pickup. So that's what I'm going to try. So that's what I got. I didn't get the Sunrise. I was going to get the Sunrise, but they're $100 more than what I paid for this thing. And I've been reading the reviews on this black stack Fishman. It's not active. It's not an unactive pickup, just a magnet. But the way it's designed, I guess people were saying compared to the Sunrise pickup, that it definitely has a little bit more of an acoustic sound, more of an acoustic sound than the Sunrise pickup. Now there's other pickups at the LL Braggs, and I've owned those too. I had a LL Braggs that had both, had like actually a microphone built into it, I think they have, and the magnet. You can use both, and so it really has a good feel. They sound great, but for some reason mine, after a year of having it, it went out. I put a battery in it, brand new battery, and it didn't work. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I think I spent a lot of money. This is a double stack. It's called the black stack pickup by Fishman, and it wasn't cheap. It was like $250, I think I paid for it. So I just installed it yesterday. I got it on Amazon, and so I installed it yesterday, and so I plugged it into. My wife wants to kind of learn how to play bass, so I bought her a little Fender bass, Fender kick little thing that she could practice with. So I just plugged in. After I wired it up and cleaned the guitar up, oiled it, did everything to it, and I put it all together. I should have did that, but I should have checked to see if the pickup worked before I did all that. It's not very good Luther practice, but anyways. I just hooked it all up and put new strings on, stretched it, got it all ready to go because I just knew it was going to work, and it did. So I plugged it in, it worked just fine. I could hear it just fine. But this is the thing, I have not used it live yet. So I'm hoping and praying that this pickup is going to solve my issues, because it sucks, man. not to be able to throw a full chord when you're singing a song, and you know, you want to give it a, you know, and it calls for an A chord while you're singing. You can only play the last 3 strings, the bottom strings of your guitar, of the A chord. I'm like, I couldn't even hit the bottom end, otherwise it would jumble. But I did, like I said, I rolled off the low end hertz in the settings of play acoustic, and I actually did it too much, and then I backed it down a little bit because, boy, when you roll off those lows, man, it just sounds real MIDI and it don't sound that great. But it did kind of take care of the problem, which was kind of cool. But I need both worlds, man. I need the best of both worlds. So hopefully this pickup, and apparently this pickup, because of the vibration, it picks up acoustically wise inside. There's a resonance, I don't know, I'm not sure, but it's basically just a pickup. It's a humbucker, right? Or humbucker style, I'm not sure, but it's called the Black Stack. So check that out. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put a link in case you guys want to purchase it on my little Amazon store, and if you guys are interested in using it or whatever. But hold off on it, man, because I want to make sure this is going to solve my problem with the TC Helicon. Because really, yeah, I just think what it was, those saddle pickups have so much resonance and resonance in the guitar, and picking up all that wood, it gives it a pretty heavy tone, a weird natural tone that throws off the TC. It's like, what the fuck, you know, this is, wow, okay. And I think that's what it is. I'm almost positive. So I'm hoping that this will solve the problem. Damn. But because it hinders me, you know, it's like now I actually got to the point where there's some songs I wanted to do so bad, like and use my harmonizer and use 3-part harmonies and do some Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. I can't even do them because there's an A chord and a G chord involved in it, and Hopelessly Helping is one of them. And it's like, dude, I can't do it. It's going to rumble the vocals. It's going to sound like shit. So anyways, that's what I'm going through right now. That's about it, I guess, for right now. So that's what I'm going through, and maybe my struggles that I'm going through maybe will help you guys or whatever. And if you're going through the same thing. Now, I know there's some settings in here, because on that group, they say that you can just plug in an electric guitar, like a Stratocaster. I think just go straight through. And they said, then I heard somebody else say that you can do that. You can use an electric guitar, but there's some settings or something. Maybe resonance, the resonance setting, maybe you have to shut off or something. I don't know. I didn't really get into that because I'm working on my own problem right now. But that's about it right now. So you guys rock the house, and thanks for all the love and the support on the channel. You guys got great questions. I know some of you guys, it makes me feel so good. I have one guy, I think his name is Matt. It's been a decade since he's played, and now because of joining the group here and watching the channel, and he wants to get out and do it. And I told him, man, don't stop. If that's what's in your heart, go forward and soothe some souls and spread some smiles out there. So yeah, do that. And boy, yeah, God, I did pretty good this weekend. I did a show back at the Moose, and oh, by the way, things are quieting down here in the Big Bear Valley up here in the mountains. We're up a little less than 7,000 feet. I thought the summers lasted a little bit longer in Southern Cal, so hopefully I'm right. So he's got me on the calendar for every Saturday, every other Saturday. I'm not playing at the Moose, I'm playing at the Social, but my Thursday's been cut. So he's cutting music for September for during the week. So he's still having music on Friday, Saturday, and I believe Sunday. So that's what's going on there. So things are starting to slow down. I'm still trying to get this Italian restaurant. I haven't heard anything on them. Nobody said anything to me because I got a couple feelers, people checking into it, and they said they're still working on the new bar. And I think they said they wanted to be up and running fully, the new bar, up in September. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But anyways, and then I had somebody that was really interested in the TC Helicon. He was asking about, I don't know, I guess in some blog somebody was saying that the switches on the TC Helicon were kind of weak. That's kind of strange because they're top of the line switches are hardcore. The thing's a tank, it's metal, man. And the switches are not cheap switches. Of course, they're probably made in China, yeah, probably, but they're definitely a quality switch. It's not a cheap ass switch that they put on those on TC stuff. So yeah, don't be afraid of that. I don't know who said that, maybe. You know, hey, listen, I don't care if you have the best product in the world. There's always a certain amount of defect. Just part of business. Not every single product you put out is in perfect. It's just, we're human. So yeah, so just remember that. But you know, maybe you just got one, or your friend got one, or whoever blogged it probably just had a bad experience. And I had to say, I've bought top of the line gear, and I go to, and it's always my luck. I use it, and freaking thing works like a pile of shit. It just there's things wrong with it. I'm like, what? You know, everybody, all the pros swear by it, but I get it. It turns into a pile of shit. So I mean, yeah, it's weird. I don't get it. But anyways, so yeah, that's probably what happened. He just probably got a defect. The switches were weak or whatever, or weren't installed or wired right. I don't know. But don't be afraid. The TC Helicon is an awesome tool for us doing the solo thing. So you guys keep smiling out there. Make them laugh. Make them cry. Soothe the soul. Spread the smiles. Because you guys are music makers. Okay, I don't care if you've done it 20 years ago, you're still a music maker. It's in your blood. Okay, that's why it's not really so much the channel. Yeah, I might have given you a kickstart, but it's just because you guys, it's in your blood. And thank God I can help somehow. I don't know how, but because it's not, you know, it's a hard business, you know. So, and the key is trying to make this kind of business that we're in, being music makers, make it run as smooth as possible. And that includes karting. So get your gear. And like I said, I got rid of all my heavy gear. That conditioner I had that weighed 65 pounds. I'm like, geez. Anyways, you guys all rock. We'll see you next week. Peace out. Love one another. Love your brother and sister. Help them out if you can. Ciao.